having the money habits and systems really allowed me to not chase but attract the dream clients that I actually want to work with. This year actually has been my highest sales or cash profit ever since I started freelancing 3 years ago. One of the misconceptions that I had around money is it's only when you have more money that you'll be able to handle your finances better. You don't start getting better at money when you have more, but you start getting better when even if you have less, you know how to manage it well. I wish that I worked with Coach Nick earlier than I did. With the achievements that I have right now, I think it was something that I could have achieved before if I worked with Coach Nick earlier.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I'm so excited to bring another client to inspire you guys with her financial journey. I'm interviewing my client Fatima right now on how I've coached her from overcoming her money anxiety around not saving enough and feeling guilty about spending on herself to now being confident and funding her own version of financial freedom. So after developing the right mindset and systems around money, she was able to book tickets for Taylor Swift's concert in Japan guilt free, started her dream mentorship program for freelancers, and she just shared that she just got booked out for the year, which is so amazing. And also, she became financially confident in making a lot down payment. Like, amazing. Now you know why I had to bring her in. So we're doing this interview as a truth and drink as usual. We're going to share truth bombs as we drink. So merong beroka because, tita vibes. How about you, Fat? What's your drink? Share to the world.
Mine is berry blends, so it's a fruit mix.
Yeah, it looks so juicy and refreshing. Okay, let's get into it. So, Fat, paint us a picture, introduce yourself, where you started. How was it handling your finances before you came to me for coaching, and how has it been different now?
Yes. So, hi everyone. I'm Fatima. I'm an online freelancer for 3 years now, and I basically help my clients get clients on Instagram. So, before working with Coach Nick, I was already into educating myself more into financial literacy. Like, I was reading books about it. I was watching several YouTube videos on how to handle my finances better, but I couldn't really implement the things that I've learned from it, and then my finances were all over the place, and I didn't have a financial budget tracker at all. Although I tried downloading lots of stuff like those available trackers online, and then I even tried downloading apps like financial tracker apps, but I couldn't really seem to keep myself accountable with it. And actually, since I'm now a freelancer, despite earning and saving more than what I used to have compared when I had my day job, I was also always constantly worried about how my savings weren't enough yet. And since I'm a firm believer of how investing would really help me in getting to the right path, I realized that it was the right time for me to hire a coach or a mentor to really help me guide better through the steps and help me see the gaps in my money mindset journey so that I will be able to get more clarity this time, because I was so done with doing it all by myself. And I've been following Coach Nick for quite some time. I've seen my friends who are working with Coach Nick and they have seen great results. So I decided that it was finally the right time to get the support for that. And then after working with Coach Nick, there's really a big difference when it comes to how I handle my finances now. So currently it's easier to for me to budget my finances with the system that you have given to me, and then investing in myself now already feels rewarding and satisfying compared to what I've said before na I always feel guilty about investing or prioritizing myself simply because I used to think that when I invest in myself, it could be like I could have used the money to save more, or I could have used the money to spend for my family and other than myself. And with Coach Nick's coaching, I was able to accomplish lots of things like what Coach Nick said earlier. So I'm really so happy that I invested in Coach Nick's program.
Yes, I love it. Grabe, like the journey is
Yeah.
so like contrasting. So I'm just so proud to see like the progress that you've made, and most especially like yung sabi mo na part na parang, I'm done. Like, we need, meron tayong ganong moment in our lives so we're like, okay, something needs to change. And I so appreciate that you've decided to trust in yourself and to trust in me as your coach to be like, this time it's gonna work and it's gonna work out for the better. So, speaking of, you touched on it quite a bit. Let's dive into it more because I feel like madami rin makaka-relate about yung feeling na you've started earning, maybe your income has increased, you started saving, and yet it never feels enough. Or you're constantly thinking about, hindi pa siya enough, so I can't spend on this, I can't enjoy. So you're always afraid to live freely and enjoy your money. So how do you think that held you back before as a business owner? And in what ways did our coaching help you overcome that mindset?
So the anxiousness I felt when it comes to my savings not being enough hindered me from actually enjoying the things that I get to enjoy now, because it's not only in business but in life also in general. So when I tried to prioritize and investing in myself, I always felt guilty afterwards because I realized through your coaching that I was subconsciously thinking that I don't deserve it. Like I don't deserve it at all, like something like that. So even though I'm trying to prioritize myself, the guilt always comes first. So ganun. And then I always think that it's a money that could have been, like what I've said earlier, it's a money that could have been spent on for my family, or it could have been a money that could have been saved for, like, so that I can increase my savings. And then the coaching sessions that you had helped me a lot to overcome this. So you made me realize that it's not a bad thing at all to prioritize myself, and you made me see that whenever I choose to prioritize myself, I'm also able to give back more to my family. One concrete example would be yung pagbili ko ng laptop. When I bought the laptop, it was like an expensive thing for me to buy. Even though I bought it, I felt so guilty because the money for the laptop could have been used for something else, or it should have been something that I could have saved. But I didn't realize that by choosing to invest in myself, to prioritize myself, with the laptop that I bought, I was able to work more efficiently. I was able to sign more clients, and in return, I was able to earn more income, which also like helped my family. So parang naging indirect lang yung abundance, or like yung blessings na nag-overflow. I wasn't just able to see it before. So with Coach Nick, I was able to like, she really helped me realize about it. And then I think one of the things that I also could not forget is in one of our coaching sessions, we were able to dive deeper into looking back to my, I think, my healing my inner child. Not sure how to call it, pero yung ganon. And then I really cried a lot at that time. I always cry during Coach Nick sessions. Pero I couldn't forget about it because during that one session, I cried a lot because I was able to forgive my younger version who really thought that I wasn't deserving, I didn't deserve to prioritize myself. And this has been a limiting belief that has been with me for quite a long time, and which hindered me from enjoying the things that I want. So the sessions that we really had were so helpful for me.
Yes, and thank you. I appreciate you for being so open and vulnerable, because yun yung real inner work that really makes a difference when maybe you just really need to cry for that inner child
Yes.
version of you who didn't get the chance to do that because as you said, like the guilt, like the anxiousness, they were so subconscious because it has been ingrained in you like when you were a child. And so that's why it's so special to me that you brought that up because it really helped you in really understanding yung gaps nga, yung nagbablock sa'yo in your mindset that prevented you from enjoying your money, from saving that would make you feel at ease. And so when we were able to discover the root cause of those subconscious thoughts you had around money, that's when you were able to really release that, forgive yourself, and make more empowered decisions around money. Like I saw that shift, I saw like how it became easier for you and how it made you feel more confident that hey, like this is not going to hold me back anymore, like I can release that now and know that I can make better and wiser decisions around money. So truly healing inner child, that's the real work, hindi siya yung mag-shopping ako para to heal my inner child. The misconception. Diba? That's the real work. And sometimes it needs a cry. I mean, I also cried a lot in my own journey of healing as well. So the next thing that let's talk about is when it comes to now that you were able to identify the gaps in your mindset, you were able to uncover that and release that, then you were able to get into like the money habits and systems that you were able to tailor fit to you as a business owner. So talk us through that. Like, how do you think now that you have developed the right money habits and systems that you've applied from the program, how has it made a huge impact in your business, and what goals became reality for you?
Having the money habits and systems really allowed me to not chase but attract the dream clients that I actually want to work with. So from that alone, it has really made a great impact on my business. So right now, it's easier for me to let go of unaligned clients and unaligned opportunities that come my way, simply because I don't think anymore that rejecting those opportunities is equivalent to losing money. And in fact, I'm able to earn more now compared before. And this year actually has been my highest sales or cash profit ever since I started freelancing 3 years ago. And then when it comes to the financial system, Coach Nick taught me that the budget will not depend on the clients. This means that I'm able to budget my finances according to my own terms, not according to how many clients I have. So that was really a great mindset shift for me, and then that allowed me to really not be guilty on spending simply because I know that I have a budget for this. And compared before, that since I didn't have a budget at all, it always feels like I am spending more than what I need to spend, especially in my wants also. So that's why it also felt like I'm always guilty about it, simply because I didn't really have a concrete plan on how to do my finances or to manage my finances. So, yes.
Yes, and it's a good point that you brought up that why you were also chasing clients before, because you were in the mindset of like, oh, I need to save more because I'm so anxious. So I'll just accept. I'll just keep accepting and chase and chase. So when you were able to overcome that mindset block around being anxious around your money, being guilty subconsciously, you were then able to really focus on the clients you really wanted to serve and the things that you're really passionate about doing. And then like that's why I really see like how the mindset around money really bleeds into how we run our business, whether we like it or not. Like it's so clear with you na when you were able to let go of that limiting belief, you were able to confidently show up more, you were able to help the people you really want to focus on. And as you said, you were able to also let go of an unaligned job that you were holding on to because you were anxious about money. Then we realized in our session, sa parang, ha, teka lang, di na to aligned sa career na
Yes.
gusto ko, sa vision na gusto ko. And so you were slowly able to release that because you realized like you don't need to chase and be anxious around money anymore. And as a result, you were able to even attract bigger income opportunities that allowed you to at the same time be at ease with it. And because you also had the right system to manage it, you were able to confidently spend on yourself, save the right amount. It's like a domino effect. When the mindset is in place, the system is in place, it naturally creates a domino effect with your income and your peace of mind, ultimately, with how you manage your finances. So that's so amazing. Like, that's a full circle moment that you shared. So speaking of, since we're talking about, how your income has increased when you have let go of those limiting beliefs after coaching together, let's talk about how it became a reality for you that you were able to make space for a better opportunity, which is adding a product suite in your service of coaching freelancers. So amazing. So walk us through that. Like, how do you think the mindset shifts and tools from the program helped you in achieving this this next chapter in your business with coaching freelancers now?
So I think I remember this so well. I think it was in the month of June, and then I was
Yeah.
just sharing to you about a thought that I have been having for a long time, which is to pursue mentoring freelancers on how I do what I do as a freelancer. And I think it immediately became one of the most nerve-wracking action plans that I have to take. I think because of the actionable steps that we have for each session, the reflections, of course, the worksheets, and then these were really so helpful for me. And since it was so customized for me, there's no reason for excuses anymore. So I'm really so grateful to be coached by you, Coach Nick. And because the mentorship has now become a reality, and I found new love in mentoring, and mentoring has also been a way for me to scale my business, to increase my income. And it's also like I know that I might explore mentorship, but I didn't know that I would accomplish this so soon, or like this year, because my friends have kept on telling me since last year, or I think maybe 2 years ago pa, na oh, you start coaching or you start mentoring now us. They also want to learn how to do what I do. And then it was only through Coach Nick's mentorship or coaching that I was able to really push through with this, because Coach Nick kept me accountable for it. And for that, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, and it's so also fulfilling for me, like seeing you step into the version of you who has always wanted to do this, because it's so interesting because it was never brought up like in our initial conversations, like this was your goal. Oh, I realized when I think about only when you had the mental capacity to think of opportunities, because hindi ka na blocked by the money anxiety, the guilt, the scarcity, the fears, because you weren't blocked by that. Kumbaga para siyang nagka-clog sa mind mo na you kept thinking about it. So wala kang space to think about other exciting things because you're so focused on the fear and the anxiety. And so I think like that was towards like I think the second half of our sessions na when you were able to release that mindset, you had the mental capacity to really think about, you know what, I've always had this dream, and now what if I really take it seriously? And when I coach you through it, it turned out to be something that you really would be able to do and achieve. And that's really the power of like when you're able to let go of the things that have been blocking you, holding you back in your mind, we become unstoppable because our mind like becomes like this, like parang siya naging lumaki yung bintana. Parang all this time, like, dahil clogged yung bintana, dami nakaharang. Hindi mo makita na, teka lang,
Yes.
blue ang sky, maaraw, ganon. Parang naka-blinds ka this whole time. You couldn't see other opportunities. But now that you're able to open the blinds and see the light, you're like, there are so much more income opportunities that would be more exciting and more aligned to the next chapter of my life as a business owner. So another thing also that you did mention is like a huge part of being able to now free yourself from the anxiety around saving and your money. I was so happy when I saw your stories that like, okay, finally reserved a lot with my partner. And I remember in our past conversations, it was something that you're like, oh wait, it's so scary. Like, am I really going to do that? That's a huge money, a lot of money, right? So how do you think our coaching, the program, prepared you to make this major financial decision in your life?
That was really like a huge thing for me. And I think we bought the lot last month. I think last month, or I couldn't remember it. It's like last month or 2 months ago. Pero what made it a possible for me is that after I followed the financial system, so I was able to get clear with where my finances are going. And because of that, I was able to save enough for that, for the down payment of the lot. And this was an opportunity that came my way. And since I was prepared for the opportunity to make the down payment, and it is also one of the goals that I have ever since we started working together, it was like an easy decision for me to make the down payment, simply because the opportunity plus the preparedness was there already. So I'm really so happy that it's kind of like the same with the mentorship, that I know that I could achieve this,
Mm.
but I didn't also know that it will be this year, or it will be this year that I will be able to buy the lot or buy a property. So yes, I'm really so grateful for you, Coach Nick.
So, we need to cheers to that. Para
Yes.
drink, 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 clink, clink, clink. Para mainom ang mixed fruits juice. So exciting. Like, I remember when we did our check-in call, and then we realized like you're in this space of like, I am so overwhelmed in the most positive way that everything that I wanted to achieve has now fallen into place. And now it's like you're in a place of like, okay, what if I just need to celebrate and let all of these achievements ruminate and,
Yes.
just be grateful of the journey that got you here? And imagine you just started working, was it May?
Yes.
May, just a short few months, like you were able to achieve so much. And it also proves to yourself that when you are so passionate and focused on the things that you want and have the right systems, the right mindset in place, that you get to do it. I remember the things that we talked about when I asked you, like, what do you think ultimately allowed you to really make these major decisions? And you said like how simple and actionable the steps were during our coaching, that you're like, okay, like it has to be, because we're gonna meet each other next week, and I'm gonna ask you like, so how was it? So tell us more about that. Like, how do you think those simple and actionable steps really gave you that push to take action and trust in yourself to do them?
I think the coaching sessions, since they were, I think it was every week, right? I like the progress. Like, for example, when I started to really take action on the actionable steps, I saw how things were going well na. So like parang when I did this, I was able to achieve this. So it kept me going then na okay, so since I was able to do this, and if I do this another actionable step in order for me to reach my goal, I know that I am already in the right path, or like I am one step closer to achieving what I want to achieve. So that's why I was so motivated, and I really want this to be something that's worthwhile for me. And in order for me to make this investment worthwhile, I know that I needed to stay committed. And until right now, I'm still committed. So
Yes.
yeah, so basically I needed to stay committed to implement the things that I've learned, to take action on whatever was told to me, or like whatever advice you have given to me during our coaching sessions. So that's it. And yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm already like receiving the abundance, or the results of what of the efforts that we have done in the coaching. So I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah. I love it. Like, I think you said it perfectly, like that when you invest in yourself, it's like you're betting on yourself that this has to work. I need to take action. This is going to work because I put in my time, money, and energy. Because I also really believe like your big dreams come with making big investments at the right time. Like when you invest big on yourself, when you invest in that, you're like, okay, this big dream is gonna happen, because like you put skin in the game, you bet on yourself, and you're like, I'm gonna go all in kasi nilagay ko na yung pera ko, yung energy ko, yung time ko. And so I really felt that, every time in our sessions, na every time we're like, okay, here's the action plan. And then the next week you're like, coach, I did this. I'm like, okay, I love
Yes.
it. Like, and it really shows in your results, in your progress. And it's so nice to see that, as you said, your investment became worthwhile because you decided to. You decided that I invested in this, so I am going to do everything to take action and do the work, and the results showed in you. So that's so fun. Another thing I'd like to ask also is, I think there are a lot of like misconceptions, especially with money as we become business owners, especially as freelancers. There are a lot of
Yeah.
misconceptions floating around. And what do you think were those misconceptions that were debunked during and after the program that you wish the old Fatima would have known about?
Okay, that's so deep. So for me, I think one of the misconceptions that I had around money is it's only when you have more money that you'll be able to handle your finances better. So whatever money limiting beliefs you had when you had lesser income or money will only be magnified when you start earning more. So you don't I actually realized that you don't start getting better at money when you have more, but you start getting better when even if you have less, you know how to manage it well. So that is really like one of the things that I have learned through Coach Nick's program.
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm like, I want to scream it every day. Kasi it's so important nga. Because, I mean, you're also a testament to that. Na you said nga before, na, okay, my income is increased, pero how come I'm still anxious about, is it enough? Am I saving enough? And now, because you were able to overcome that limiting belief and you're earning more, now you're able to like magnify those right mindset and systems that you got from the program. And that has allowed you to check off all of these goals in your life and enjoy your money. And so I like how you said it, na it really magnifies the beliefs that you have, the mindset that you have only gets magnified when you earn more. And so it starts now with whatever you have now. It's a great way to start off, like, what are the things that are really blocking you? What habits do you need to build now in order to be ready to accept more? And as you said earlier, then how important it was for you to be prepared for the opportunities when they came, like with the lot down payment, with doing your mentorship program. It didn't happen like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow." But it's like, because I know I'm prepared with the right system and the mindset, when the opportunity landed, you're like, "Oh, let's do it." Versus like, sometimes may mga opportunities tayo na hinihindian without us even knowing, because we're like, "I don't deserve that." Or like, "Am I ready for that? Can I really do that?" Right? And I
Yes.
think all of those mindset shifts and systems around money prepared you to accept these opportunities for the mentorship, for the lot down payment, for Taylor Swift's concert, because pumila ka dun sa
Yes.
Japan na, di pa natin napag-usapan pala. Wait lang. Okay, kwento mo nga yun. So tell us like how that was such a huge decision for you that you were able to book Taylor Swift's concert tickets.
So, because of the system natin, I was able to allot money for my travel fund. And my travel fund or leisure fund this time was to go to one of Taylor Swift's concerts. And then I really thought na, hala, baka di ko na to makuha kasi parang ang labo ng chance. Pero when that opportunity came, ayun, I really booked the ticket. And then, even though parang actually yung Japan is a lot stricter, especially that meron pang yung visa. I'm more confident now, like compared to the Fatima before. I think the Fatima before wouldn't really buy the tickets in Japan, but the Fatima now will have the courage to buy the tickets in Japan simply because I'm now more confident that I can fund the travel to that. So
Yeah.
it was really a great opportunity for me, and I think actually one of the best things that I have achieved when working with Coach Nick.
Yeah.
It's so funny because we've been talking about that, and then di ko alam na I will be able to get it. So it's just like all the other goals that I had na and
Yeah.
I know baka in the future I will get it, but I didn't realize it will be this year. So yung
Yeah.
mga ganyan na ano, realization. So I'm really so grateful for it, and for you, Coach Nick, na you helped me a lot through this, fixing my money mindset. It was so important. I know that it was so important, but I've been holding on for so long to do it by myself, and that's why after that hindi pa rin nag-work, and I realized that I really needed a coach this time to help me, to guide me through it. So I'm really so grateful for your guidance and support.
Of course. And I'm so excited to see your pictures in Taylor Swift's concert. Kasi ako nanood lang ako ng movie, yung Taylor Swift
Ah,
movie.
yes, I also watched the movie.
And yeah, like I remember you said na parang whenever you'd spend on like your leisure, you used to be like used to carry so much guilt, and it just means the world to me when you said na finally when the opportunity came, you became confident to do it, knowing that everything is accounted for, like you have the system, you have the mindset that allowed you to do that. So I'm also grateful that I got to witness that nerve-wracking journey of like makakakuha ba
Yes.
ako ng Taylor Swift concert o hindi, and you did. So lastly, okay, so since you're talking about like how important it was for you to invest in the help that you needed, what do you think you'd tell someone who's considering to invest in coaching with me?
So if you're considering to invest with Coach Nick, I would absolutely say that you are making the right choice to invest with Coach Nick. So I think I've been saying this before. I think in one of our group sessions, I said this, that I've always said that I wish that I worked with Coach Nick earlier than I did, simply because with the achievements that I have right now, I think it was something that I could have achieved before if I worked with Coach Nick earlier. Coach Nick really gives you the right kind of support to help you get clarity on what's really important to you and what's really aligned to you. So there are lots of actionable steps inside during the coaching session that will really help you make progress on what goals you want to achieve. And every time na we have this coaching session, it was so exciting for me. There was never really a bore when it comes to our coaching sessions. Like what I've said before, parang all the coaching sessions we had, I think I cried in all of those sessions. But because of that, I cried because I felt that it was okay for me to be vulnerable, but it was also a safe space for me to feel that way or to become vulnerable. So if you are deciding to work with Coach Nick, then you should absolutely do it now.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. And truly, like what you said na about being able to get clear on your goals, I think that was like a huge
Yes,
factor in our coaching together because instead of being so focused on like the fear, the anxiety around money, we focused on your desires around your goals. And when we did that, like the system, the budgeting around your money just became a natural part in the process. And so we focused more on the excitement towards your goals. And so it also became exciting for you to manage your finances and overcome the things that were holding you back in your mindset to get there. So I appreciate you so much for being here, Fatima, and being so open and transparent with your journey because I feel like there's so many people who are watching right now who are going to be so inspired by where you started and where you are now. So thank you. Thank you.
thank you so much, Coach.